Beneath the dense canopy of mature trees, a hidden world flourishes, one that redefines the essence of beauty in gardening. Welcome to the enchanting realm of shade gardening, where the subtle interplay of light and shadow creates a serene atmosphere that soothes the soul. Here, even the most sun-starved patches of land can burst into life, thriving with an array of vibrant greens and captivating blooms. Shade gardening reveals a new dimension of garden design, proving that less sunlight does not mean less splendor. Dive into the tranquility of shade gardening, where less sunlight does not mean less beauty. Not all plants crave the sun's full glare, some thrive beautifully under a sheltering shade. In the quest for creating a lush shade garden, the selection of the right flora is paramount. Let's delve into some ideal candidates that not only survive but flourish in low-light conditions. Starting off, hostas are the quintessential shade garden staples. With their lush foliage in a variety of shapes and sizes, these plants bring a vibrant yet serene green to any shaded spot. Hostas are incredibly versatile, thriving under tree canopies or in the shadow of buildings. The charm of hostas lies in their leaves, which range from heart-shaped to almost circular, and from a bright, glossy green to deep blue hues. They are not just about beauty. Hostas are remarkably hardy and require minimal maintenance once established. Next, let's talk about ferns. These ancient plants add a touch of whimsy and a dash of the forest floor to your garden. Ferns prefer moist, cool environments, and their intricate fronds create a textured backdrop or accent in any shade garden. From the delicate maidenhair to the robust lady fern, these plants are key in bringing diverse textures and forms to your garden tableau. Moving on to a burst of color, astilbes are a fantastic choice. Their feathery, plume-like flowers stand out in any shade garden, blooming in a spectrum from soft pinks to vibrant reds. Astilbes are not only about their charming flowers, they also have fern-like foliage that remains attractive even when the plants are not in bloom. These perennials thrive in moist, well-drained soil, making them perfect companions for ferns and hostas in a layered shade garden. In addition to their aesthetic appeal, these plants contribute significantly to the ecology of your garden. They provide shelter and sustenance to various creatures, enriching biodiversity. By choosing such varieties, you ensure a garden that is not only visually appealing, but also ecologically vibrant. Selecting the right plants is the first step towards creating a mesmerizing shade garden. Success in shade gardening often comes down to understanding the earth beneath your feet. The secret to a flourishing shade garden lies not just in the plants you choose, but also in how well you manage the soil and moisture levels. Let's start with soil composition. In shaded areas, soil can often become compacted and nutrient-poor, making it challenging for plants to establish their roots. To improve this, consider incorporating organic matter such as compost or well-rotted leaves. These additions not only enhance the soil structure, but also boost its fertility, providing your plants with the nutrients they need to grow strong and healthy. Another critical factor is pH level. Many shade-loving plants prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil. Testing your soil's pH can help you determine if any adjustments are needed, such as adding sulfur to decrease alkalinity or lime to reduce acidity. Moving on to moisture management, shaded areas tend to retain moisture longer due to reduced evaporation. While this sounds beneficial, it can sometimes lead to waterlogged soil, which is detrimental to plant health. Ensure your garden has adequate drainage. If the soil is too dense, amend it with sand or fine gravel to improve water flow. Additionally, mulching is a fantastic strategy in shaded gardens. It helps maintain soil moisture and temperature, suppresses weed growth, and gradually improves soil quality as it decomposes. Choose an organic mulch like bark or shredded leaves, which will enrich the soil as they break down. With the right foundation, your shaded garden will not just survive, it will thrive. In the dance of shadows, every layer tells a story. Imagine crafting a living tapestry in your garden where each plant plays a vital role in creating a visually stunning display. The magic of layering in a shade garden lies not just in choosing the right plants, but in how they are arranged to complement and enhance one another. Begin with the tallest elements. Tall shade-loving trees or large shrubs form the canopy layer, casting a gentle, dappled light below. These are the majestic backdrops of the garden, providing structure and a sense of height. Consider adding species like the elegant Japanese maple or the sturdy holly, which thrive in cooler, shaded environments. Beneath this canopy, the understory unfolds. This is where medium-sized plants come into play, bridging the gap between the towering trees and the ground. Hydrangeas with their lush foliage and large blooms are perfect here. They add a burst of color and texture, creating a soft contrast against the darker greens of the taller plants. Next, introduce the ground layer, which includes shorter plants and ground covers that fill in the lower parts of the garden. This layer is crucial for covering bare spots and adding interest at eye level and below. Ferns with their feathery fronds are excellent for softening the garden's appearance and blending the transitions between the taller layers. Hostas, available in a variety of colors and sizes, also thrive in shady conditions and bring a brightness to the darker garden spots. Texture plays a key role in the garden's overall feel. Incorporate plants with different leaf shapes, sizes, and colors to create a dynamic and interesting landscape. The glossy leaves of a Virginia, or the delicate lace of a maidenhair fern, add intricate details and draw the eye, inviting visitors to take a closer look. Finally, remember the importance of balance and spacing. Allow each plant room to grow and breathe. Overcrowding can lead to competition for resources and diminish the garden's health and beauty. Master the art of layering and watch your shaded garden come alive with depth and drama. Innovation in gardening often leads to the most breathtaking spaces. In the world of shade gardening, integrating unique features can transform a simple shaded area into a stunning retreat. Let's explore some of these innovative elements that bring life and beauty to the darker corners of your garden. First, consider the serene allure of water elements. A small shaded pond or a gently cascading waterfall can add a sense of tranquility and a cool microclimate to your garden. The sound of water trickling is not only soothing but also attracts a variety of wildlife, creating a dynamic ecosystem right in your backyard. Next, garden paths deserve special attention. Winding paths made from natural materials like mulch or bark blend seamlessly into the shade garden, guiding visitors through the lush vegetation. These paths can be lined with low-light loving plants or small decorative stones which add texture and contrast to the greenery. The journey through the garden becomes as enchanting as the plants that inhabit it. Speaking of stones, using decorative stones and pebbles can enhance the aesthetic of your shade garden. They serve not just as a physical feature, but also help in retaining moisture in the soil, making them both beautiful and functional. Strategically placed rocks can create natural seating areas or highlight certain plants, adding structure to the soft outlines of shade-tolerant foliage. With creativity, even the shadiest corners of your garden can become stunning showcases. These features, when thoughtfully integrated with the right plants, create a cohesive and inviting landscape that thrives in the quietude of shade. A thriving garden is a well-maintained garden, especially when it revels in the shade. To ensure your shade garden remains a haven of tranquility and beauty, regular upkeep is crucial. Let's explore some essential maintenance tips that are particularly useful for shaded areas. Firstly, pruning is not just about aesthetics. It's a vital part of keeping your plants healthy. In shade gardens, light is at a premium, so it's important to prune selectively to maximize light penetration and air circulation. This helps reduce the risk of fungal diseases, which are more prevalent in cool, damp environments. Focus on removing dead or diseased branches, as well as any overgrown foliage that blocks light to lower layers. Mulching is another key element. A good layer of mulch helps retain soil moisture, which is essential in shaded areas that may not dry out as quickly as sunnier spots. Additionally, mulch suppresses weed growth, which can compete with your shade-loving plants for limited nutrients and water. Opt for organic mulches like bark or leaf mold, which also enrich the soil as they decompose. Dealing with pests and diseases requires vigilance. Shade gardens can attract slugs and snails, which thrive in moist, dark places. Regularly inspect your plants for these and other pests, removing them by hand if possible. Also, be on the lookout for signs of disease, such as spotting or wilting leaves, and address these issues promptly to prevent spread. Keep your shade garden looking its best with these essential maintenance tips. By practicing thoughtful pruning, mulching, and pest management, you'll ensure that your garden remains a lush, serene escape even in the shade. As our journey through these shaded paths comes to an end, the adventure in your own garden is just beginning. Today we've traversed the lush, quiet corners of gardening, where light is scarce but possibilities are abundant. From selecting resilient shade-loving plants to mastering the art of moisture management and soil health, we've covered essential strategies to ensure your shaded garden thrives. We delved into the aesthetics of layering and innovative landscaping, turning dimly lit areas into elegant, serene escapes. Remember, the key to a successful shade garden lies in understanding the unique environment and choosing the right companions for your plants. Now, armed with these insights, consider the potential of your own garden's shaded nooks. Imagine transforming them into vibrant, peaceful retreats, whether it's through the careful selection of foliage, the strategic use of space, or the incorporation of water features and stones. Each choice you make brings you closer to creating a captivating garden sanctuary. Embrace the shade, and transform those quiet, shadowy parts of your garden into spectacular havens of peace and beauty.